Before 1492, the Americas were a world apart. For over 400 generations, the people here had no contact with Europe, Africa, or Asia. This raises a difficult question. How did millions of people originally populate a massive, isolated landmass thousands of years before the invention of ocean-faring ships? Indigenous traditions offer various origins. The Navajo speak of ancestors emerging from the earth. The Iroquois describe them falling from the sky. The Tuscarora of North Carolina preserve a different memory. Their oral history details a great famine in an old world that forced their ancestors to flee. They describe a journey across vast plains of ice, walking toward the rising sun in search of a land with enough food to survive. While these stories are often categorized as myth, the Tuscarora account aligns with the specific geological reality of the last ice age. During the intense freeze of the Quaternary Ice Age, plummeting global temperatures dramatically altered the physical layout of the entire planet. As massive glaciers expanded on land, they locked up so much of the Earth's water that global sea levels dropped by hundreds of feet. This receding tide exposed a 1,000-mile-wide stretch of land between Siberia and Alaska. This was Beringia, a temporary bridge between continents. Human migration into the Americas was made possible by this climatic shift, which turned a submerged seafloor into a walkable path. This migration was a staggered process, with groups crossing in waves between 40,000 and 12,000 years ago. These early travelers entered through Alaska and began a steady expansion to the south and east. Over thousands of years, these populations spread through the entire hemisphere, eventually reaching the southern tip of Patagonia. The physical traits of Native Americans today share a clear biological link with East Asian populations. Archaeological findings support this, showing a clear trail of stone tools and fossils left behind along the migration route. Based on this physical and geographic evidence, the theory of an East Asian crossing via the land bridge has become the primary scientific consensus. However, researchers have encountered a biological puzzle that doesn't quite fit this single route theory. It centers on blood types. If every Native American descended exclusively from East Asian migrants, we would expect their blood types to be nearly identical to those Asian populations. This chart shows the blood type distribution in East Asia, where type B is a dominant genetic marker. In contrast, Native American populations are almost entirely composed of types A and O. The expected type B signature is nearly non-existent. This discrepancy led scholars to investigate if groups from other regions arrived in the Americas and intermingled with the initial East Asian arrivals, creating a genetic profile that a single migration cannot fully explain. As the Quaternary Ice Age finally ended, the world warmed rapidly, and the massive glaciers melted back into the sea. Sea levels rose rapidly, flooding Beringia and turning the land bridge back into the Bering Strait. With the land route submerged, these populations lived in total isolation. They independently developed their own unique technologies and societies, entirely without access to the livestock or wheels common in the East. This independence led to massive agricultural breakthroughs. They domesticated wild plants into half of the world's modern crops, including corn and potatoes. They also built vast urban centers. Civilizations like the Maya and Aztec organized complex economies and built massive stone temples entirely within this isolated world. The cycle of freezing and thawing created a unique human experiment, allowing two halves of humanity to develop in total autonomy for 12,000 years.